Hello everyone, Nilarajan is with you. Welcome to this session. Today we are going to, this training session will cover the basic functionality of the FirstBIT accounting. Basically this training session will teach you how to use the functionality for each and for how to record the invoicing, raise the invoicing, making the bank payments, receiving the bank payment, cash payments, and the basic for VAT return. So first, we will see the first setup for the system setting. Today's training session, we are going to cover system setting with the user access, chart of accounts, and creation of master for suppliers, customers, and items, sales operation, purchase operations. To cover this one, today's session. So first, we'll go. This is the manager dashboard for the FirstBIT application. Once you logged in the system, it will be looks like this. To configure the basic system setting, you have to go to administration. In the left side, you can see this. These are all module section panel. Once you click this, you will able to see the settings for each module wise, each section like settings, reports, catalogs, administration documents. So each layer will have this certain each functionality screens. Here first we will going to set up the general settings. So when you click general setting, you can see a lot of option here. Based on your add-on functionality, add-on license, this functionality can be able to enable it. If the license is not there, you cannot able to enable it. Apart from add-on, you can use that functionality by enabling this option. So in the general setting, you can use fixed asset management, whether you want to, because since we are in a demonstration, so I will enable all the options to use it so that I can explain you each and everything. So multi-company accounting, fixed asset management, for the VAT purpose, we are enabling all the functionality here. And use customer purchase order management. Basically, this is the add-on module. So if the add-on is not, license is not there, means you cannot enable this functionality in accounting. And control payment terms, control limits, this option. And for if your business is dealing with your project wise accounting, then you have to use this option to enable the project wise transactions. After enabling this option only, this option can be enabled in the transaction wise screens for whether sales and purchases can be able to use in the project wise. And other details like managing the price list, deferred expenses. The next is same administration, sales. So each module wise, this settings you have to, the initial time we have to configure it. The first sales settings side, you have to enable the discounts if you want to keep giving that discounts for the markups, and automatic discounts. If you are dealing with the commission trades, you have to enable this. And the retail management, these are all other functionality you want to use it. If you are dealing with retail management, POS, if you want to use it, based on this enable retail management, when you are using POS system, automatically it goes to this retail customer. So every time no need to select the customer. I will show it in the sales operation. That time I will explain you these things. So basically we are setting that configuration setting for the purchasing and warehouse module. For all your purchases here, purchase related transaction options, you can enable it here. Like if you are dealing with your accounting with the several houses, if your business is having multiple warehouse, means you have to enable this option to capture that warehouse whenever you are making a purchases or sales. So automatically inventory will maintain that respective warehouses. Keep accounting of inventory with different measures. Unit of measure like UAM, like for single item you have pieces, and different UAM if you want to maintain, you can able to use this also. For like kgs and grams, you can able to define this one. Use sets also like this if you're making a packages, so you can create a inventory. Basically this functionality for to maintain the inventory, it depends on the businesses. You can enable this functionality how you want to capture the inventory and maintain the inventory. So keep inventory accounting by characteristics. Like for example, in an item you have multiple characteristics. Like example for one item, item A, and you want to capture the different colors for that for only one item. So each characteristic wise also you can able to manage the inventory. Same inventory for batches. Basically for the pharmacies and all pharmacy items and all, it will be required batches, or maybe the packages batches also it will be there. So you can maintain the inventory according to that batches also. So this functionality, if it is not required for your business, there's no need to enable it. But if you want to maintain the inventory accordingly, you can enable this option, so that when you are creating the item creation master screen, you can able to see this functionality to capture the respective details. So serial number for a product serial for each item, like basically for electronic items or any other part numbers, those functionality you want to use it, you can able to use the capture. Use barcode inventory management. If you want to dealing with the like fashion industry or any other trading companies, they want to generate the barcode, you can able to generate it by enabling the option. So if you enable it, I will show it in the item creation screen. So these are all functionality can be shown in the item creation screen. So based on your businesses, you can able to access it accordingly. So other things like purchase order, these are all purchase status means if you enable this one, you can able to manage this process and completed statuses for your purchase orders or customer orders. The same screen you can able to see it in the sales also. So if it is not enabled, it means you can just directly, it will not maintain any status on that. So like for example, if you're creating any customer order or purchase order, it will be starting, it will be a open status, and then you can make able to change it in process. Then you have to make the status in completed status. So if it's purely depends on the business how you want to maintain. So if you don't want to maintain the status, you just no need to enable this option. Same like for discounts and processing for that. So other administration for money related, here you can see that your national currency, accounting currency. As per we are, since we are locally running the business here, so the national currency will be in EAD. Accounting currency can be maintained for if you're dealing with it completely in USD, means you can able to maintain the currency also in a USD or a euro, whatever it is. You can able to change it here. Offset advances debts automatically. This you have to choose ask, because otherwise whenever you are offsetting that advances amount, you can able to select which advance transaction you want to able to enable it. So you can able to use the pick option. So if you click on ask means you can able to choose it. If yes means automatically it will detect. So we can select ask. For checks also you can able to use your add-on module. This add-on module also based on your licenses it will work. So I will enable this option. If you're dealing with bank charges for any money transaction like bank payments, bank receipt, if any bank charges you have to capture in the transaction level, you have to enable this option so that you can able to capture it. For if you're dealing, if you want to use the bank reconciliation, this option should be enabled. Then only in the screen that option can be shown, so you can able to do the bank reconciliation. For payment calendar also same thing. The next thing is production and the HR payroll is a additional add-on, so which is out of the training session. So if you want to enable this option, if you enable this only, this side, the section module section side, it will enable. If you disable this, this will not come here. So same like HR payroll also. So here service settings and mobile applications for other service also is there, which is not required in this session. So here we can see catalogs. Catalogs means for any module section, you can able to see this catalogs. Catalogs refers to your master data. Just keep it reminder. Catalogs refers to master data creation. So here, this administration panel, why it is the catalogs, what are the details will be there. So first thing is for user creation. Whenever you are creating, you are purchase the software, so you want to give access to your employees, but you don't want to give each employee for the different accesses. So you want to segregate the accesses based on the user profile. First you need to access group profile. It's already pre-defined, every profile is there, no need to touch on this. Just go to create administration, user. Here we have a lot of users are already created. If you want to create a new user, you want to give another user, newly joined employee, or for a limited access you want to give, just click create. This option will open as a this session will be open as a user creation screen, where you can able to enter your employee name, like for example test employee I'm just creating. So once you enter the employee name here, it's automatically created based on the first 4 digit. First 5 digit will be as a login, and if you want to change it also, you can change it like just something. That will be your login username, and this is your full name of that. This password you can able to enter user defined basically. So other functionality also is there, like these are all optional one. Like if you want to open ID authentication, voice authentication means if you enable this option, automatically whenever your windows open, that password will recognize and open this application. So basic it required according to the user, so we can use the best way to use that this information. And here are the contact information for general information. Once you enter this detail, you have to make sure that first click save. So once you save this, your user profile will create in this system accordingly. Once you can save and close means it will create and close the screen. So first you will create the save. So we want to give access on that, so just we don't need to close the screen, so just click save. So here in the top you can see test employee has been created. So once this user has been created, you have to click access right. Don't forget this access right, because if you don't give an access, whenever you cannot able to when you log in to the user, it will show us there is no proper access. So you have to make sure that click access right. It will open your that group profiles, whatever the group profiles which available in the system, it will open that. Yeah, here you can see if we are giving full access to that employee, just click administrator. So this user will have all access, but if you don't want to give all the access, just you want to maintain your account admin, so you just click accountant only. So based on the group profile access, this will not, all the option will not be showing. So based on the account profile, user group profile only, you can able to see this functionality. So you can restrict that users not to access like admin access or accounting. If you don't, if you're giving with the sales team, only just give the responsible for the sales manager, so that only they will have access for the sales only. And recent we have one new additional feature also in the user access rights, that is access kind. So you can see like entities, access groups, petty cache, everything. So if you're dealing with multiple petty caches or multiple departments, warehouses, and you don't want to give access to this particular user, this user can be accessed only this particular department or warehouses or companies, you can able to restrict here. Just select this and add which department you want to give a want to restrict that. Like for example, you don't want to give operations means restricted value only, which you don't want to give restricted value only, it will show. You have to given that option here, so this user cannot be able to access this one. Clear? So like for example, I will delete this, so I will create access only I'm giving, so I'm not giving any restriction as of now to this user. So once you click this user profile, you can able to click save and close, so the user profile will be created for the your employee. Okay, so save and close will just. Okay, so this is how in the administration panel you can able to create the your users, and other features also will be here, like these are all basically for implementation. Additional access can be given, like import from Excel or notification definition, customer handle, data process for the technical aspect view. So all the option will be there, and your main thing is for your database backup. So whenever your application logged in, system will give you a notification that the database backup in the below part. You can just click it and directly go to it will go to the database backup screen, or else you can come anytime if you want to take a backup, come here administration and click database backup. It will open this path. Wherever you want to select that you want to give a browse path, wherever you can able to select it and save the backup. So if you are using a cloud version, it's not required because automatically backup will be there. But if you are using a self-hosted version, you have to take the backup manually for every day. So you can make sure that you're taking a backup every day. Here other things also is there, like print form templates also. You can if you want to add a logo also, you can able to print form templates. You can use all the each transaction print form will be like invoicing, means you can able to open this. You can give an logo or any changes if you want. You can give like which can be done by implementation team, or else if you want to add your you can able to do means you can able to access it. So reports also like this for administration purpose. If every entry you are making in the system for any user, it will be creating an event log for that. So you can able to extract the details. For user activity analysis also can be done. Example, what are the changes for any transaction? If their user is changing, you can able to generate the report also for that. So you can able to see what are the activity has been done, how many times it has been done. So these details can be generated from this user activity report. So these are the administration system settings, and for first initial setting and for your user access profile. So these are all like each bank account master, this much time has been entered and this much time is changed. So you can able to verify this one. Next thing is, first when you start using your application, you have to capture your company details. So to enter your like trade license registration, tax registration number, your addresses, bank details, everything can be done in this accounting. In accounting also, as I mentioned, there is a separate module is there. So document wise, so here there is a catalog. Remember, catalog means is your master detail. So here there will be a option called entity. In this entity means you can see a lot of companies I have already created, because I have enabled this option as a multiple company option accounting session. In the system setting, I've enabled this option. Then only you can able to create multiple companies. If that option is not enabled, means you cannot able to create multiple companies. So here, for example, we are choosing onion nuts. In this onion nuts, this is the screen where you have to capture your company details. If you legal person or individual, so if you are tax registered person, so you have to click like legal person and your short description of your company and the full name of your, as per your registered license, you have to enter it here. This code, it's automatically created, so no need to worry about it. If you want to capture it in Arabic, you can able to capture it in Arabic writing also. And labor code number, work days calendar. This work days calendar, nothing like you are a schedule for the calendar for whole year. If you open this, you can able to see this, whether you want to Sunday to Thursday working hours or Monday to Friday or Saturday to Thursday. So based on this, calendar days will be working. So you can create 2018 like this, or whatever the name you can give. This default bank account means whenever you're creating any bank transaction or bank receipt, bank payment, this account will be your default account. However, you can able to create multiple banks, but this option is like a default. So like here I have created two banks is there. One is AED and one is USD, and you can create able to multiple banks also. This screen, from this screen also you can able to create it will open the bank account. This screen, nothing else. It will be available in this money section, bank screen. This screen only. So no need to come here and create this transaction. You can create directly from the screen itself. You can able to, this is the additional functionality in our system, that you can no need to go back each and time, every time you have to no need to go back to the screen. Just from the screen itself you can able to access the master screen. So here we are going to create a bank account. Like example, this is the bank account number and currency of the bank account, whether AED or this USD you can able to change, and is the IBAN number you can able to create like this, and beneficiary automatically will come. This SWIFT code, if you see this red colored highlighted, which means it's mandatory field, you have to click this one. No need to enter it here, it will not save. So you have to make sure that click here and it will open the bank screen. So here I have already created the multiple banks here. If you want to, which is not available here, and you want to create a new one, you can create also from here. So it will ask you your bank name, branch name, SWIFT code, these basic details of your bank, and click save and close. Once you save, means this like this it will be created. So Emirate Islamic, HDFC, HSBC, like this you can able to create multiple banks here. So I will select this as a rack bank. So automatically this bank will pick up. This is the additional information. So here once save and close here, so your bank will be created. So you want to create as a default, this one means you can able to set it as here, or else you want to create as a Citibank only you want to maintain also, you can able to maintain this one also. So this will like a default option, and same like your petty cash also. You can create multiple cash account. If you want, you can create multiple, or you can just maintain as it is. This contact information for your legal address of the company. Here you can able to enter your, just click this plus button. So it will automatically open information of the address input. Here just fill up the information. Once you like region, you can mention Dubai. Internet city maybe, and Dubai you can put. So whenever filling the field, automatically in the below box you can see it will be ordered like this. If you want to rearrange also, you can able to, here also you can rearrange it if you want. So, and here tower section, tower, building, villa, you can able to choose like so and so example, and these are all you can able to choose. Okay, so this address will be your company address that will be printed in there whenever you are issuing invoice. It will go to your print form. Whenever giving invoice to your customers, it will print it in the print form. And here also you can create a delivery address, or you can, same address means you can just drop down, click show all, it will already legal address is there, so you can just click this. Or if you want to create another user JLT option, I have a two more address also, so I'm just selecting this one. So this will be as a delivery address. So like that you can able to create multiple addresses for your company. And your phone number, just click this one. Don't type it also you can do, or you can use this option as a country code like this, and city code, and so example. Okay, like this you can enter, and your email address, fax, and your web address. Here accounting parameters, fiscal year starts from January onwards, or which year starts from your company, depends on that. You can set up that year, month of the fiscal year. And tax accounting, this is the important part where you want to capture your TRN number for that. So you have to just enable this option. Once you enable this, when you want to capture the taxation from this, so you have to press OK, then automatically this will be changed like this. Then you have to enter your TRN number, country of registration, and type of tax representative. If you are dealing with type of tax representative, you can use, don't use. And VAT rate. You can see the default values. Default value means this, like transaction, whenever you're making, just setting up the value, and whenever, however you can able to change it, also. You can change it VAT rate anytime if you want. Okay. So as per the law, we are defining 5% here, and Emirate default, you can able to set it also here, default setup, and price include VAT. If you're dealing with prices or everything is exclusive, means you can able to click exclusive on that, or inclusive means you can use inclusive. That's it. Once you enter all the details, you just click save and close. You are all set to go. So you have created Onions as your company organization. Okay. Next thing is chart of accounts. First initial thing is chart of accounts. In chart of accounts, you can see accounting. There is a C also will be there. Here chart of accounts is there. General chart of accounts. In our system, IFRS standards, everything is predefined. Chart of accounts is defined. However, you want to add any according to your chart of accounts also, you want to create, means you can able to edit it and create a new one. Like if you want to create a new one, just click create and define the code, example this code, and parent group, from which group it should be the head. So which head you have to select this. You can able to select, like you want to click under the current asset, you can select under current asset. So this code will come under current asset, and here you can click example text GL. This type, whether debit or credit, you can able to use it. And the section, whether which accounting side, it's a balance sheet or profit and loss. So each dimension wise you can able to choose it. Like example, if you're using trade payables, it will ask your company and contract. So whenever you are posting this GL account, it automatically select require this dimension. Based on the dimension, you can able to, it will ask this dimension to enter that. So everything is automatically happens, but if you are entering anything manual transaction also, you can able to ask this one, these details. So accordingly, you can able to create this, or you don't want to create this any chart of accounts also, you can just rename this also. If you want to create a right click, edit, and you can able to rename the code if you want as per the code you are maintaining also, you can able to do it. No need to create a new one if you don't, if you like. So let's like chart of accounts. And one more thing is, in the chart of accounts is everything in our FirstBIT applications, everything is automatically posting that entry. So based on your default settings, it will be posting. So here you can able to see there is one more option called GL accounts by default. If you click here, everything is a predefined one. So if you open this, you can define the account code, bank account. You can just show all, you can select the code. So only that bank account field will have only this much account only. So you can select which account you want to select it. The purpose of this thing, if you set up this, everything is predefined already there. But if you want to, if any changes, like whenever when you change the chart of accounts on your, based on your chart of accounts, make sure the default settings also will be available, changed here. Then only whenever you're posting the transaction, automatically respective account will be posted. However, you can able to change the chart of accounts manually, but no need to do the manual process. That is the reason you have to enter automatically, right? So you have to define the system in the system. So automatically, whenever you're creating the transaction, it will post these respective accounts. For money transaction, exchange, income and expenses, the same like for all the things, it will be there. If you want to change it, you can change it based on the your settings. So taxation also, like current pay, VAT payable, current receivable, everything will be predefined. Is there nothing to change? If you want to change, you can change it. So chart of accounts, we have seen chart of accounts. Now second thing is, after chart of accounts, there is a master creation. Master creation for your suppliers, your customers, and for your item inventory if you're dealing with the inventories. So first we'll go see, if you want to remember, like sales and purchasing is there. So in both this module, you can able to see this catalog. In purchasing also, you can see the catalogs. So in the catalog refers to, as I mentioned earlier, catalogs refers to master creation. Here you can see companies, items is there. In both this module, you can see the companies and items. So why we are keeping companies means no need in this FirstBIT application, no need to create a both different for suppliers or a separate screen for customers separate screen. So everything will be easy to create on a single screen. And if the purpose of this, if your supplier also can be your customer, so you can do the mutual settings. So no need to create a two account code for customer code and supplier code to match with this. So single name, you can use it for your both the things. So in this section, you can able to see this as a company. Create group means you can segregate your details. Since it is a single screen, you want to segregate this grouping by your suppliers and customers. You can differentiate by just click create group. So here you can just enter the group name like customers and suppliers or new whatever you want to segregate this one. So if you click save and close, so it will create one folder here. So just click here, so it will open this folder, and click here, it will go open. It will close it. However, it will be you can able to choose create here. This is the creation of your customer or supplier. Both the screen can be same. So here will be legal your customer. First we will create one supplier. The supplier is a legal entity, so I will select the legal entity here, and here I will enter the test supplier. So once I entered here, this is short description, and here like I can enter LLC. So once that means when I enter this full description, it will print your print form copies, which will print in the full description. Once you enter, make sure that first click save. The reason is when you create a entry here, full description, click save. You can see the contract here. It's auto. You can mirage format is there. It's auto. So no need to enter it here or type it here, because automatically it will create this one. So that is the reason once you enter the description, make sure that click save. So automatically this contract will save. The purpose of this contract, you can able to difference with a different currency. Like if your supplier is an abroad customer, abroad supplier, and you are dealing with only with the foreign currency, you can able to change it here. By default, since as per the UAE, the contract is, if you click show all, you can see the currency is in AED. Based on the national currency which we define in the system, it's automatically coming here, national currency. But if you're not dealing with both the currency, if you're dealing means you have to create one new thing. You can create like this. Not only for the currency, as I mentioned, like set up the limits, credit limits, and everything. Like if you are USD, once you select the currency here, this description will be changed. This currency will come from the currency master table, currency master screen. That will I will show you how to create the currency also. This description automatically you can change it, like maybe it will come automatically, but if you want to change it like a foreign contract or abroad import contract, like this you can mention. And the contract type also you can choose, you can create. And responsible person, if your employee is dealing with your this particular he is the responsible for this customer means or supplier means, you can able to select this. So whenever you're creating transaction, automatically the responsible person will come here. The contract number from and to date, the ending of the from date and to ending date of the contract. You can set up the limits also here. If you want to credit customer or credit supplier, you can define it here and click save and close. So here you can see main contract will be in the local currency and the import contract will be in USD currency. If you're dealing with the USD means, you can choose this, or maybe you can both it. Anyway, you can transaction level also you can able to change it. So I will create just AED main contract. Here the contact person example you can create as a Raj. Other information also you can create. These are all additional information. Like this you can create. save and close, and it will be created as a contact person. If you have multiple contact person also, you can able to create it, and by default who is the person, you can just click select. So this will be a large person. And your supplier bank account, this is optional only. Everything whatever you are entering is optional only. So only main thing is this part only is a mandatory field. Automatically once you click save, rest of the things is optional. So if not required bank account, no, you can leave it as it is. And the address, same like if you plus symbol, that's green color button. Just click here, so it will open this. So you can enter the address here, maybe Sharjah. Like this, you can enter. And the same address also, you can delivery address also show all. Drop down, it will open this, which you be already created legal address. So legal address can be your delivery address also. This responsible is your employee. If you open this, see your employees. You can create your employees also. So based on that, you can able to select the responsible person. There's contact information about for this supplier. You can enter your contact information and email. Okay, this is all additional information. If you want to capture the country of registration, customer industry, and supplier price step, these are all you can able to create also here. These are all everything is optional. Important thing is tax accounting. This supplier is a tax register or not. So if they are tax register means you have to give the TRN number. So make sure that collect the tax registration number from there and click this option, tick mark, then the TRN number. Let's say this is the TRN number for, okay. And you can set up this supplier by default is a price inclusive of VAT or not. So we can keep it as a leave. So save and close. If you click save means this screen will be available, staying the same screen. And if you save and close means once you save and it will be closed. So once we created the test supplier 001, and you can see in the right side there is a contact information panel also. This also can be customized. If you don't want to see this information, you can able to just click more information. There's a change form is there. You can remove this contact information. So if you remove this, or if any field if you want to add it also, just enable it and save. So this will be removed. So you can able to see in the screen who is that contact person of that, or any additional field if you want to see also can be seen. Or else that is more comfortable for you also, you can just click more action and scroll down, change form, and here the left hand side scroll down, contact information, just enable this, apply. So this will be there. So according to your which are the details you require, you can able to which column you want to see means you can able to access it. So that much easy is available. So but now I created one, but I don't want a lot of things is there. So I want to put it in this new folder. There is a two things is there. Just drag and you can just drag it and go up and put it in there, or else right click, move to folder, just select this folder, it will automatically goes there. See, also one more thing is that, so while creating also you can select the folder. Now I'm going to create a one customer, click customer, same screen only. So legal entity, here there is a folder, the option is there. So you can just show all which folder you want to, same thing, just I want to click no new. So that customer should be under particular folder. Here test customer 001. Okay, so once you enter this, you have to click save. Make sure this first, don't forget this. So let it be the main contact. I don't want to give anything. So the contact person from this customer, who is the contact person? So you can enter Abdul. Okay, and these are all option. You can create additional information for your Ajumon customer example. Delivery also will be same. Install additional information. Click tax accounting and the TRN number. Okay. So we created one supplier and one customer. And whenever you created this, anything if you want to edit, maybe you wrongly entered something. Anytime you can come and double click and change the information, whatever the information, you can save it. So you can able to change it anytime you want. And main thing is for accounting, when you create this customer, you can see this then edit GL account. If you click here, these are all predefined one which I mentioned in the chart of account earlier. Based on the default settings, it will automatically come the respective accounts here. In here, you can, based on this transaction, like if you are receiving from any advance from this customer, it will be posting into this account. So if you are making any invoice, it will account receivable account. If you're making any supplier invoice, it will go to this account like this. So it's not like every transaction goes to the respective account. Based on the transaction, it will go to the respective accounts. Because our system, everything will be document wise transaction, document wise posting. So according to the setup, it will go to the respective accounts. And so we create a supplier and customer. Next thing, item master. So for example, if you creating any purchasing any items, either for any expenses or any inventory items or services which you are getting from your supplier or which you are providing to your customers, everything will be some information to be captured in the items. So those information you have to enter in the system, so that whenever making a transaction, it's automatically come. You have to just drop down which item you are purchasing from the supplier, or which services you are getting from this supplier. You can just choose this as services. So first I will create one, go to the same. You can just remain this in my mind, whatever where to find the master data means. For example, if you are dealing with the sales or purchasing, you are making an item master accordingly. So click sales or purchasing, both are same screen. So we'll here there is an item creation is there. Same screen if you familiar with the master data. So I have created a lot of folders here to segregate this. So based on the category, you can able to create a grouping also. You can do it. So open the services, like it's already some items which we created in there. So we will create one inventory item and one service item. So purpose of this, I will make sure I will show it in the sales. I will purchase transaction site. I will show those how it works. So here also there is a grouping. You can create a group like something new items. To show for your example, I'm just creating this one. So no need to, if you open it, you can automatically create. You can see the folder it will show as a new items here. But if you don't open this, just creating as usual, it will not be blank. So you can able to choose also like new items. If you type it or show all, you can be able to choose it. So automatically when you're creating this item, it goes to the respective folder. In this item screen, there is item types. You can see main parameter, accounting parameter, storage parameters is there. So in the main parameter, first option inventory item, service, set, work, job type. So for here we are going to create one inventory item, then service item. So first I will select the inventory item, which means this item which you are going to create, it will be your stock maintenance for this inventory item. So first I will create test example test product. So once you press tab, it automatically comes here. Here you can see inventory item. Okay. So this full description will print it in your print forms. So accordingly, you can able to choose this. In some businesses, they are maintaining SKU also. So if they want to capture the SKU, you can enter the capture this SKU also here. And category also you can able to change it. So which this item you want to, which category you can able to choose it. You can create multiple categories. So as you like, based on the businesses, you can segregate the categories one by one. Example, test category. Okay, save and close. That's it. Just choose this as a category. And these are all optional field only. So from this item, who is the manufacturer, and this item is dealing with import item, means for a HS code you want to define it from the system, you can define it here. So whenever you're doing the custom declarations time, I will show it in the next session for the custom declaration. That time I will show how it works also. So you can define the HS code here, automatically goes to the HS code in the custom declaration form. Like example create, and you can here you can define the item description for that. Okay, and HS code also you can define like this, and click save and close. So it will create it. Just open this, and country of origin also you can choose it. Example China, and unit of measurement, whether this item is pieces or kilogram. These are all some predefined UMs is there, but if it is not available, you can able to create on your own also. Like create on your own, you can able to create this one. Short description is a mandatory one. You can give the full description also, like liter and the liters or something like this. You can able to, and if you want to edit something, you can able to edit also. Right click, edit it. Okay, so in this case, I will choose pieces. The main thing is, you remember which I mentioned in the system setting when I explained you, there is a characteristics for if you want how you want to maintain the inventory. If the inventory is batches, or if the inventory is a characteristic, in the accounting parameters, you can see this option will become. So once you enable that in the system settings, in the under sales, like that is administration, purchases. So based on this enable functionality only, it is coming here. So if you remove this, like example characteristic, if you untick this one, this option will not come here. So make sure that if you want to capture that inventory, you have to enable this option to capture capture the main inventory accordingly. So in this test item, I will not select this. One more item I will create for with the batches also, how to create it. So first I will create this one, the business activity and VAT rate for that. And here also you can define the default custom duty rate also, 5% or 0%, you can able to do it. However, on the transaction screen also you can able to change it. So in this storage and purchasing parameter, this item by default, you can, if you are dealing with a multiple warehouses, you want to go to this store, this warehouse means you can define this warehouse also. And replenishment method also you can choose purchase or production. You have to purchase. Here you can choose the supplier also. So automatically whenever you are creating this, selecting the item, it will go to this respective supplier. This specification related to if you are in production, then it will be useful, because I will not in go detail. So I will show you how it works. So you can see when you select show all, it is saying that catalog item has not been recorded, which means whenever you face this error, system showing that you have to save the data to enter, go to these details. You may encounter this field whenever you are trying to save it sometime, or when you are trying to go to enter in sometime, you may get this error, which means you have to do is, in the top you see it's still in this other creation only. So you have to save this one first, click save. So this test product item has been created now. click then show all, it will open. Because some certain fields, if you want to open it, system has to save the record, then only it can able to proceed. Okay, so here you can define the raw materials for the specification basically. So this is for your production, so I will show it in the productions training session. Okay, so these are the things you are enter here, and you are adding item picture also. You can able to just click on this, it will ask your picture on that, so you can able to add the picture of that. Okay, so then save and close. So now we created one item as a test product. Now we are going to create one with the characteristic and with the batches and one service item. Same step, going to, I will close this, open purchase or sale and items, open new items, create inventory item only, item with characteristic. Example. To understanding, I'm giving this information like this so that it will be easy for you. So rest, I don't want to capture SKU or HS code for this item. It's purely optional. So you can use these pieces, and in the accounting parameter, I will select characteristic. Then I have to must save this item so that system will replace item with the characteristics. You just enable this option only, but you didn't capture the characteristic. So how to capture that one? So first in the top, you can see characteristic option is there. Some blue links will be there. So click the characteristics here and create. It will pop up that one window for to capture the characteristic. Here you can choose blue, just defining the color here, black. So you can create multiple characteristic for single item here like this. Okay, and if you click main here, it will go to the main tab, and same like UIM also. If you're dealing with the multiple UIM, the main UIM will be pieces, but other UIM also you can able to define it here, and the factor will be maintained. In most cases, like base UIM will be grams, and you want to purchasing will be kilograms, but you're selling with the grams, means the base UIM will be grams. In the main tab, you have to maintain as a grams, and here the conversion rate you can choose like kilogram like this, and the conversion rate. What is the factor for that? So 1000 kg means 1000 gram means 1 kg. So you can maintain like this. So the factor will be your base UIM, and this will be your an additional UIM. So accordingly you can define it. In this case, I will not save this. So only I will choose characteristics only. Okay. Then go to main, save and close. So I created an item with the characteristic, and one more item I am creating as a batches. Batch item I'm creating. Same in accounting parameter, use batches. Then save. Click batches. Here you have to create. Here, these are all additional attributes which we may not available in your demo base or in your businesses, because based on the businesses we have added this one. So here I will create test attribute, test batch. Sorry, batch number 1. Okay. Here the expiry date of that batch. Example, next year, so and so date, and save and close. So batch number 1 you can create multiple batches also like this. Okay, like this you can create multiple batches. So inventory maintain accordingly. And anytime if you want any changes, just anytime you can open the screen and click double edit, right click edit, or double click on this. So it will open that one. create main, save and close. So we created 3 items now. Fourth item, I want to create a service item. Service item means for your expenses, basically, to capture, which is non-stock item. Physically, you don't able to see, just want to give the services only. Whether either you can provide your, say, customer to serve some services and you are getting money from out of it, you can create a description of that service. The same case for your expenses. So example, like deva charges or phone charges, something you can, these are all, it's not inventory item, but you want to capture your expenses. So here I will create one service item for this purpose. So you can, like this, you can create. So for services, nothing is not required. Just make sure that it should be not inventory. Select services. Okay. Then save and close. Kalas. So we created 3 different type of inventory items and one service items. In this item master, these are the major, in most businesses we cover with this item creation for the item creation screen. Here, first, what we covered is how to create the customer, how to create your supplier, how to create your items. Now we created everything setting. System can be recognize your details, and we feed it into the system that all the respective details. Now we want to make a transaction. Transaction, first we'll have to purchase some inventory item for your, from your supplier. Okay. So first we'll go with the purchasing. In the purchasing, you can see a lot of documents. The purchasing document, catalogs, service tools, see also. So a lot of options is available here. Here, first, if your company is dealing with your purchase order and purchase invoice, the process, if you are dealing, you can create this one. However, you don't want to create purchase order every time, just directly making purchase invoice also, you can click invoice receive directly. No need to go to tax invoice received. Tax invoice is received automatically generate from that system. I will show how to create also. So first, 2 things only. If you want, if your process following purchase order, purchase invoice means click purchase order, then you follow the invoice received. Or I don't want to create purchase order, I just directly creating purchase invoice also, you can create purchase invoice here, directly come here. I will show one purchase order from the purchase order. First I will create. So here I will create option. Okay, you can see here create lot of company. In the top you can see there's a lot of filters. When you're creating a lot of transaction and you want to segregate, you just filter it out, only particular supplier means you can select from here also. So only thus the respective supplier information only it will fetch the transactions, all the transactions, so it will be easy for you to access. And here there is a create and this is a copy option. If you want to create a duplicate entry for your the same transaction, you just click this option, all the information whichever, because sometimes you enter 10 to 15 items in the own transaction and you don't want to create all the time, maybe only 2 items you have to remove from this means just click this option, so it will be easy for you to access it. Here the date period, these are all for filter only. So like for example, if you click this one, if you want to select only that August month transaction only you want means you can able to select and click select. So only based on this date field it will be coming here. So for example August, select, you see 1st August to 31st August, only one transaction I made, so it will automatically coming here. Basically you are at, for the basic access only, so I don't want to remove it. And you don't want to see this, as I mentioned earlier, in item screen, the same screen also you can able to access here, like for example more action, change form. this company information I don't want to see. Okay, so you can able to see this information, and you can able to add it also, whatever the columns you want to add it. And this option I will show you once I create it. So click create. We will create, you can see in this purchase order screen, there is a first main screen, inventory and receives, payment terms, and additionally. These 4 tabs will be there in the screen. First thing, you want to create your raise your purchase order from your to your supplier. So which supplier you want to select, that supplier want to purchase it, you raise a request this order. So either you can choose type it, if you know the, like, we create a test supplier, you can choose type there like this, or else just if you click this one, show all, you can open like this also. So both the ways, which is the easiest way, you can able to choose it. So once you select this test player, automatically the contract will fill up, and this blue link also will be coming automatically. I will explain you this one. First thing, when you want to create this order, this is by default system date, and this customer order, when you are creating from customer order, your process, for example, customer order, some businesses, first customer order, they will request some items which they don't have, and from the customer directly they will request a purchase order. So from customer order, that process, it will come automatically here. You can select the customer order also. From based on this customer order only, I'm choosing this, I'm creating this purchase order. So that's also you can able to do it. Also, this entity refers to your company, which we create as onionness. I'm dealing with multiple entities. So if you have multiple entities, you want to create that entities, you want to make a purchase order also, you can change it here. So this purchase order belongs to that particular entity. So in this case, I will choose onionness. And main thing is this purchase order, from which period to which period is valid. That also you can able to define, because one certain period you don't want to create this one, that also is possible. And delivery date for this purchase order, maybe 2 to 3 days after. I'm just selecting this one. This blue link is very important for taxation and currencies. Based on the contract, it automatically coming this currency. Here you cannot able to edit anything, just for the information for the document currency based on the contract. And you can define the price type also for a discount type. So you're able to change the price type accordingly, and price calculation based on that it will come. So first I will show this as taxation part, whether this purchase order is tax applied or not, or in some purchases it's out of scope, and if you are purchasing from abroad, you have to choose import. So we are in this example, we are going to purchase from the local, so I will choose VAT applied. In local supplies also, price inclusive or exclusive, we say exclusive only. So click press OK. Next tab, inventory and services. Here, what are the items you are going to purchase, that you have to add here. If you are having a barcode system, you just scan this barcode number, automatically it will come, or else you can pick it also from the, it will go to your inventory item master screen. So it will, if you click it, automatically whatever we created, it will come here. Okay. So by this also you can do, or else if you know the item, just click add. You can able to add it like this also. So which we create a new item, test product, I will choose here. You can see, if you don't know it, if you are dealing with SKU, you can type SKU also, so it will come directly to your test product. You can see here that SKU, if you know the SKU, SKU number also. By SKU number also you can search it, so automatically it fills the test item details. And here this characteristic tab, for this item there is no characteristic, so additional character is not enabled for this item. When you're trying to enter, it will show this message, so it's not required for this item. I will purchase, example, 15 quantity pieces, maybe 50. So 15 quantity, 50 price, automatically your amount 750, and on top of that 5% is applicable, so VAT is applicable for 37.5. Okay. Second item, I will add batch item. Okay, so batch item I will enter. There is no batch column here because for testing purpose I removed. You can use more action, change form. Here I have to enable the batches. In order not required, so I will choose example 10 quantity 100. Okay, same thing, tab. If you press tab, automatically goes here. Then item with characteristic, which characteristic you are purchasing. Okay, black 20 quantities, 20 dirhams. Okay, so your total price is this much and VAT applicable. Your purchase order has been entered. These are the items you are going to purchase. And payment terms. Payment terms, you can payment on delivery, you can create it. There is a, by default, these are all payment 30 days on delivery or prepayment. You can create on your own also whatever the payment details. So you can choose this one, payment delivery. Additionally, you can choose for a delivery this purchase order, which delivery address you are choosing. This you can able to also, based on this our entity, this information automatically fill it up here. And however, you can able to change it also if you want. So first I will here post and close, save, post. If I click save, means the document has been created, but it will not affect anything. When, for example, in the invoice when you're creating, just it will save the document. It will not affect any financial entries for this invoice. Okay. And so first you have to post this. So the status is not posted in the down, you can see. You have to make the transaction to be posted. Click post. So now you can see the changed purchase order document has been posted. Post means it will be same here. Post and close means it will close the screen. That's it. Now we created one supplier, one purchase order with for newly created test supplier, and this much is the amount. As I mentioned earlier, you can choose the supplier, so only that information you can filter it out, or else just completely show all the information. And you want to first one entry only we just did for the purchase order. From the purchase order, you want to, now we order the purchase and the customer also deliver the goods in your place, and you want to receive the purchase invoice, and you want to create the purchase invoice from this against this purchase order. You have to go to purchase order screen, click this one, which purchase order we made, and click generate. In this generate, you can click invoice receive. Invoice receive means once you receive the purchase invoice, you have to enter the, just click this one. Automatically, whatever the items you have entered in the system, you see this against this order, it was coming here, and this supplier, and the transaction type is received from vendor, which entity, this warehouse you are receiving this warehouse. If you are dealing with multiple warehouse, you can able to change the warehouse also from here. Similarly, or whatever the branches you want, you can select this, so your inventory will go to that particular warehouse. Okay, so you just verify from here what are the things is available. No need to enter again. One time only is there. Just you have to verify that this item with characteristic, this characteristic is there, and for this batch item you have to enter it because it's applicable for the batch. Here you have to, once you receive the goods only, you will know that batch item. So which batch number you have to enter it from the batch number. So inventory will maintain from the batch number only. Okay. So other things you can see not applicable. You just verify it, everything is okay. This is the details, everything is there, and you can click save. First save means, as I mentioned here, it will not affect your inventory. It will not affect your financial as well as the inventory also. So, but it will create it as a document. So, if later if you want to do anything changes or you want to verify it after that only you want to post it, means you can able to do this one. So once you click post, so you will it will give an information that purchase order for all the items you raised these three items, and everything is has been everything is has been received now. So you want to close the order or not, system is asking that information, so you can just click yes, so that your order will be get closed. Okay. Once you click this, once you post this invoice, purchase invoice, we want to see the financial entries. So you can click this debit credit, this button. System will give information, debit your goods and credit your payables. For item level, it will show. So these are the test product, batch item, item with the characteristic. So three different items which we made, and the three entries line by line it is showing. This three line for your VAT purpose. So basically debit your goods and credit your supplies. That's it. This entry and this three entry for your VAT purpose. So now we created the invoice received. Invoice received means your purchase invoice we have entered in the system. It doesn't mean that you are able to recover the VAT. The VAT purpose, it will affect your, of course, it will, this 107.50 can be affect your input VAT. It's not a recoverable VAT. So to recover the VAT, it should affect your VAT return screen, means you have to enter your generate tax invoice. As I told you before, in the purchasing tax invoice receipt, no need to go here. It's automatically from this screen. You have to create it. So when you open this tax invoice, you have to enter which your hard copy received from your supplier. You have to enter your tax invoice number and when did you receive that invoice date. Okay, and click generate tax invoice. Once you click this generate tax invoice, this link will be there. There's nothing but it is coming from here. It will go to tax invoice receive. You can able to see this one. See, it's automatically created. So no need to come here tax invoice received and create that your purchase invoice. You have to create the purchase invoice from here invoice receipt only. Tax invoice, this purpose only for your VAT recoverable only. Okay, that's why we are giving that option in the purchase invoice receipt screen itself. Okay, then once we created the purchase invoice, and purchase invoice once you created, it will affect your inventory as well. What are the items we purchased? It will affect your available in your inventory. I will show you how to see your balance of inventory also. The other thing is, if anything your suppliers you want to attach this file from this particular invoice also, you can able to choose this attached file. Click attachment. You can able to attach you can browse the file and you can able to attach the scanned copy of the document, and you can set up the notification also if you want. And this hierarchical structure, if you click this hierarchical structure, it will give the information that from which are the documents has been linked. You can able to from the invoice receipt. So first you created the purchase order. From that purchase order you have clicked the invoice receipt and tax invoice automatically coming. So when it automatically generated, so it is coming the grouping. You can see this grouping. So invoice received, purchase invoice we created now. Okay. Now let's see how it is affect your inventory. So how to, now we purchase the invoice, we have to see the stock where it is available. Click purchasing. There is a reporting part is there. I will show in detail. I'm just giving the information for the what we made the purchase transaction. So I will show you that information also here. The balance of inventory. You can see a lot of items is there. We made with the purchase. So I will the click quick setting here. So it will have the filter. You can able to filter parameters by which are the items you want to check it, because if you have a lot of dealing with multiple thing, so you can select this as the items you want to. You can press control, so you can select this as the items, and one by one it will be coming. Okay, so you can, as you can see here, this batch item, this much item is the item with characteristic, this much balance is available, and average cost price also you can able to see from in this report. Now this is the purchase transaction which you want to create in the local suppliers. For example, if you are dealing with a foreign supplier, how will you create the foreign supplier? You no need to create the purchase orders and all. You can do the purchase order also, but I will show you an example direct invoicing also, so that both the cases I can able to show you in the single transaction. In the same thing, go to purchasing, invoice received directly. No need to go to the purchase order and creating. Click direct in create, and here you can enter test supplier. But remember, test supplier we created 2 contracts, but here only we automatically coming AED only, because based on the contract only. So here you can able to change that contract. I want to be dealing with the import only, so I can choose this as import contract. System will give the information that accounting currency has been changed. So press OK. It will ask that taxation. If you are dealing, if you are importing something, the main thing is in the taxation part. So it's not VAT applied. You have to choose import. Click import. So once you click the import, press OK. This option will be removed in the below part, because it's not a taxation part. So automatically the currency rate will be defined in the system. It automatically fits that one. How to define the currency? Multi-currency means in the money section, currencies will be available. Here, based on this, which we defined in the system, these are the currency rate, automatically fetching that information from that while making the transaction. Just double click on this. The top currency rate will be there. These are the just currency detail, and currency rate will be here. You can define the rate from 1st of January onwards. This is the rate. For example, from 1st of September, you want to change the rate, means you can just click create, and the 1st of September onwards, I want to change the rate something like 3.69 example, 692. Okay, you see here. So whenever the now we change from 1st of September. Okay, so in the invoice received screen, when you change the date, you see 3.692 it's coming. For example, if I select for August 3.67. So basically, but based on the rate, automatically your exchange rate will be calculated. So for this example, I will choose today's date. So today's rate, this is the exchange rate is there. And inventory. Inventory, you can add that this product. Okay, and that is not applicable for this everything. You just select 25 quantities, 300 example. So 7,500 USD dollars, your currency has been changed. Here the expense tab. What does it means? if you are importing some inventory goods, and if you want to have additional expenses like freight charges, everything, you want to show it in this supplier. Your supplier itself, the same supplier itself doing this services means he will give the he will give the invoice for that expenses also, that you can add it here. Or else, if your third party is doing some services and you want for this invoices and you want to additional expenses for this invoices also, I will show that invoice example. Let's say for example, the same supplier, that is this test supplier, you want to some additional expenses, you can just click add. Like transportation, you can chat. Okay, here the content also is there. If you don't see the content, you can able to change the change form also. You can type that information if you want. This transportation, if you want to open the item master screen, you can just click this open. So it will open this one. You can see this is a service item. So which I mentioned earlier, services for which is not available in stock, just your expenses only, to capture that purpose only this service item. So I will enter this one, maybe one quantity, example $200. $200. Make sure that this expenses which you want to show it in your, is you are payable for your same supplier, means you have to capture it here. If it is a different supplier means I will show another example so that you will understand that one. This same supplier if you want to show means you have to enter it here, and this price you want to include in your cost price. It's up to you if you whether you want to include the cost price or not. Just click this include. If you are including means you have to choose this include expense in cost price and come back to the inventory. You have to enable this distribute expenses. Once you enable this only, you can able to see this distributed expense. Otherwise you cannot able to see this one. So first you want to decide that whether you want to distribute this input expenses in cost price. In the after that, this option will be available. You have to just distribute by quantity or by amount. There is a tabular section for expenses amount here. So once you click by quantity, it will automatically, based on the quantity, it will distribute. If you have multiple items also, it will distribute based on that accordingly. Okay, and we distribute the expenses for the additional expenses and click post. So it has been posted and closed. For example, this is for the same supplier. For example, in top of that, some local transportation also is there. You want to incur that one also, but that invoice is giving from another supplier, another third party is doing the services. So, but you want to for this transportation, this invoice only you are doing means just select that one, click generate. You can from the top of outside also you can be able to choose or open that invoice, click generate. There is an option for additional expenses. Click additional expenses. It will ask that same, who is that local vendor, local company which you are doing the services. Example, this supplier is example local supplier, this supplier is doing this service. Okay, here this inventory item automatically coming from your invoice, purchase invoice, everything is coming from here. And expenses, add transportation, local price under dirhams, and VAT is there under dirhams. You can able to change the VAT here. So VAT will be there under dirhams, and you want to include the example freight charges also. Okay, freight charges. Now I see there is not in the list because I don't have any item which was not created in the item master as a freight charges. But when you're making the transaction only, you will come to know that it's not there. So no need to go back and create this. So from once you type it, just click plus symbol. It will automatically go to your item master screen as a service and click save and close. That's it. So automatically it will come here. You have to enter that maybe 250 dirhams. Okay, that's it. This 10 under 250, total 350 dirhams. You want to distribute in your expenses. Click distribute by quantity. So it automatically distribute the amount here, total amount, and post and close. So this is how your purchase invoice it works. For the custom declaration, I will show it in the next session because it will have a detailed information. So I will step by step show how it works. So we can refer this invoice for the next session. Okay. So first, what we done is we go for the purchase order, the purchase process. Click purchasing. If your business is dealing with a purchase order, then invoice means you can use this order. Go purchase order and click create, and it will information you have to which supplier you are entering and what are the inventory items which you are going to purchase for the order, and the item for that how many quantities you are purchasing, everything. From that purchase order you can generate invoice received, so automatically populate that all the information in the invoice received screen. You have to enter the verify, just you have to verify the information, just post and close, and make sure the tax invoice you have to enter it here. No need to go back to the tax invoice received, it automatically creates. If anything additional expenses are from the different supplier, if third party is doing, means you have to click from the invoice received, click additional expenses. It will go to the additional expenses document that you can see from here, purchasing additional expenses which we made right now. These two documents, this document which we made right now, additional expenses, you can able to find out all the expenses here, and the tax invoice also you have to enter that for the additional expenses. So that once you enter this information only, it will affect your recoverable VAT, which means you can claim the VAT from the government. Once you enter, if you not enter it here, it will not show it in the VAT return and you cannot claim it in the VAT return properly. So make sure that tax invoice properly entered in the system. So based on the whatever you are feeding into the system, it will be fetching into your VAT return screen properly. Okay. So that is more important for the VAT thing. Now we created how to check the inventory also. I showed you in the purchasing. You can select balance of inventory report, which will give the information about the how many quantities is available, the cost price of each item. Okay. And once you created this, which means your payable is outstanding. So in the accounts payable, if you see, you can see test supplier, which we created. This much amount is outstanding because we didn't pay it. Only we received we captured the invoice, we didn't pay that. So that's why it's showing as outstanding. So manager can be your accounts manager or whoever can able to see this from the main dashboard itself, how much is there available. And if you want to see the detail, just double click on this. It will go to your statement of account for that particular supplier. It will enable that. You can see here all the information, what are the details to how many invoices, everything will be shown here. Okay. So next thing is second. If you have any questions or if you want to get clarified in the Q&A section, you can ask that one. There is a tab you can able to find in your Zoom meeting session. So there you can able to type your questions. So I can able to answer your questions as well. If anything you have questions, let me just type it here so that I will get notified. I will try to answer your queries. So what we discussed here is how to create your how to define your system settings, how to change the chart of accounts if required, and what are the default settings for your chart of accounts, and how to create your customer supplier. Okay, if you have any questions, just ask so that I can able to answer it. There is option for Q&A in a Zoom meeting. You can able to see it there. So I think it's clear for everyone for this, whatever the session we are covering. Any questions? You can type it there if you want. Okay, fine. I think I hope everyone is clear for that session. If anything if you have a queries also in between, you can type it. I will try to answer it. Okay. So next point is we covered so far system setting configuration, chart of accounts, master creation, how to create the masters for items, supplier, customers, and for purchase operation. In the purchase transactions, we have seen purchase order to invoice receipt and direct invoice receipt also. For local supplier and import, how to create the import invoice also. We didn't see the custom declaration. We have created only the import invoices, import purchase invoice only. We are how to create that one. And out from the purchase invoices also out to add additional expenses, if anything additional expenses there, that also we have seen to capture it. If you want to include the cost price that expenses and distribute the amount accordingly for your same supplier or third party also, the both the cases we have seen. Now let's go move to the sales part, sales operation. In the sales, the accounting module sales, the same way which we have mentioned for the purchases, there is a process for customer orders. In your businesses, if the customer is first ordering that sales order, then you make converting into invoice, that also can be done, or direct invoicing also can be done. First, let's make one invoice, click customer order, the same functionality only which we showed in the purchase order, click create. There is a small difference here. In purchase order, you might have seen there, instead of shipping date, there is a delivery date, and shipping date is which you are going to give to your customer, this delivery, these are the goods which you are going to deliver. So once you open this, from which date you are making this customer order and which entity, you are to select the customer. We have created the test customer that we are going to create here. You see the contact person automatically comes, which we define it in the item, customer master. So you are also the responsible person. If you define it here, it's automatically coming here. So in the main tab, I will cover the project. Project, we are not dealing with the project, so no need to select the project, because we have the system's configuration. I've enabled the project basis. If your customer or if your business is not dealing with the project, don't enable that one. So it will not come here. If you're dealing with any project only, you have to enable so that whenever you're making a transaction, you can capture the project also here. So all your income and expenses goes to your project. So no need to bother about this example. I will show that maybe I will deliver the goods on next week. So shipping date is in next week. What are the items I am going to purchase? Here I will choose this product. Five quantity. Example 100 or maybe 150. Okay. So if you want to define the price also by default, this item that also I will show it in the after this transaction. So if the price some automatically comes and no need to change it also every time, no need to enter it, that also can be done. So in this example, I will show how to enter the price manually. So here there is a discount, item level discount is there, and the header level discount also, which means document level discount is there. In this example 5%, and one more item I will enter for batch item, because when you are using batch item, it will ask your batch. Without batch, you cannot able to. Example 3 quantity. Example, I didn't select the batch and post. It will post the custom order, but when you are raising an invoice, it will not allow to post it, because it will ask that which batch you are able to enter in this order, because by the time order, you will not know which batch you are going to deliver it, but at the time of invoicing, you have to know this which batch you are delivering it. So if you know in the sales order time, you can able to capture it, this information. Just click post. So it says that price, I have to enter it again. Okay. And if, for example, if you want to give 10% discount for the together document level, just enter 10%. So automatically this 10% will be distributed for item level, and the calculation also automatically covers here. So just once you enter, click post and close. Both functionality same. So here we can see that we have created this information now, and you want to print out the printout. Here you can able to see the printout customer order. You can raise the customer order like this. So customer order, your number, the date of the customer order, from issued by, that is your company, and bill to whom you are billing this, and your bank detail, and payment terms and condition. If you have any delivery terms also, you can capture it in the additionally tab. That is, you can able to see it in the open the sales invoice. Here there is a delivery terms is there. Here also you can give a delivery terms for that. What are the delivery terms? Okay, so based on the information which you're feeding it here, it will print it in the customer order screen. And here there you can able to see your descriptions for the what are the items you are purchasing. You are selling the order and batch item. What are the quantity? What are the amount and discount? Everything will be printed it here, and this you can able to. If you have an email notification, you can directly send the notification from the application if you want to capture in the email from the system, or else you can save it also. Either you can use PDF or Excel, whatever the format you can able to save it on your, and you can able to send it in your customers. From here you can just click print. It will go to your printer also. Hard copy can take it. Okay. Now we created the customer order, and as I mentioned earlier, you can segregate from the filters based on the company, based on the responsible person, based on the status, based on your entity. If you're dealing with multiple entity, you can enter this search option. If you know is together, you can type it like example 001 something. It will based on the to all the fields. It will check that filter. For example, this customer, if you type also, it will come like this. So according to the in this field, it will be fetching the information, and you can see this three part. This means your packages. Package means like delivering the goods, whether it's goods as delivered or not, and this money as received or not. This is customer order converted into invoice or not. This status. So now we created this in customer order. You can see the green round circle is there. So nothing has been done. Only we created the customer order only. Now you want to convert into your invoices. Let's say just select this one, click generate. There you can see invoice, purchase order, production order. Lot of option is there. Remember I told you when you are making a purchase order, there is an option for customer order. So it depends on the businesses. First, based on the customer order you are making, from the customer order directly, if you click purchase order, it will go to the purchase order screen automatically. So here you have to select the which supplier only you have to select, and all the information will be filled out. This is for the one process. But if you don't want to use just directly from the sales order, just making invoice means select that one, click generate invoice. So whatever the you entered in the customer order screen, it will convert it into your invoice screen. You just have to verify whichever the field, whichever the information, everything is correct or not. Click this content. You can able to edit also if you want. What are the information you want to capture it manually? Also you can edit it. It's entirely optional only, but you don't want to show this one and you want to change from batches. Example, this one. I will remove the content here. Let's skip it, not a problem. So here you can see characteristic not applicable for these two items, but batches is available for this item. So which batch you are delivering the goods to your customer. You have to select this batch number. Batch number is a mandatory. Based on the batch number only, your inventory will be write off from your warehouse. So that is make sure that the proper batch number you have entered it. Accordingly, your inventory, because if you are, for example, if you are selecting a wrong batch, which is not stock is not available, means it will not post it. So based on the batch, because your inventory maintained based on the batches. That's the reason it's very important. Just verify it and click post. Once you post means your financial will be affected, financial entries. So the same information which you have received from the purchase order, it's the same information is showing, like customer address is shipped, but the status is open. Do you want to close it or not? Because everything is we shipped it. So just click close. Yes. So the status will be closed. And you can see in the below, there is option called generate tax invoices. So generate tax invoices means it once you created it, click generate tax invoice. In this print form, you can see in the after next to the generate, there is a print option. If you click here, there is a lot of printout form is there. First thing is invoice. That is your commercial invoice. If you are dealing with your exporting something, you have to no need to create the tax invoice, just because that option is not required. So directly you will create an invoice, which will give you your commercial invoice. If, like for example, this we have added a logo for your own customer. If you want to change it also, just example only. So we can change it according to your logo. This commercial invoice, all the information will be available here. Bill to, ship to, what are the items, everything. If you giving a tax invoice, click tax invoice. This is as per the law. 14 procedures is there. Everything as per the law mentioned in the article is available in this print form. Date of issuing, date of supply, issued by, issued to, TRN number, their TRN number, our TRN number, all the information you can able to find it here. And here also 5% the VAT amount also separately you have to show this exclusive VAT. Those information also will be available here. Just you can the same functionality you can select save and scan the PDF also, or Excel, whatever format you want to save it. Directly also you can send it if you have an email configuration. Then the posting, financial posting, if you want to see, just click debit credit. It will go to, you can able to financial entry for debit your goods and credit your receivables, credit your revenue account. Okay, so you can able to financial entry also, you can able to see this information. One more invoice I will make for exports, because that is also very important when you are dealing. Now I will show direct invoicing. You have to, no need to create the order. I want to create the direct invoicing. So click sales, click invoice, create. Before that, I will show one more thing. In the customer order, now you can see this we created, so it will become closed, means it is mirage format, and you can see the tick mark, which means that is status has been closed, converted in invoice, and shipped to goods. So this will become green color. This is still, it is not filled up because of we didn't receive the payment for this customer order. So in your manager dashboard also, you can able to see the outstanding for that. In the accounts receivable, you can see that this customer, this much is the outstanding for that. So once you made the invoice, it will come automatically from here. I will show an export invoice. Same, you need to go to the sales, invoice, create, and you have to select the which customer you are going to make the invoice, from which date. Transaction type should be sales to customer. By default, it will be an entity. This are all basis order and all, it's not mandatory because we are not selecting from the order. We are not creating this one. We are just making direct invoicing. So these are all not required for the basis order or everything. Only thing is from which warehouse you are selecting this invoice. Make sure that that stock should be whatever the items you are selecting, this warehouse should be available in the stock. Sometimes if you are dealing with multiple warehouses, stock will be available in the different warehouse, but you're making invoice in the different warehouse, means system will throw a error that inventory is not available. So you have to make sure that where the system where the stock is available for the which warehouse. So we have to make sure that which warehouse you are maintaining. So in this example, all the stock is available in this main warehouse only, so let it be the main warehouse. This blue color link, you can see the AD wholesale price VAT applied. Here I don't want to create this invoice, I want to create it in the export. So first thing, the taxation part. In the purchase screen, you might have noticed only three options: VAT applied, out of scope, and import. Whereas when your invoice screen, there is a one more additional thing, intra GCC. Intra GCC currently it is not applied, so that is not working. No need to select that one. For VAT applied for local invoices, out of scope, for example, if that VAT is not applicable for that any transaction. So like, if for example, free zone company, means free zone to free zone, there is no VAT on that. So you can choose out of scope on that. And if you're dealing with exports for the other country, you are exporting your goods, means you can choose export. Once you choose export, which means the rate will be your 0%. So when you press OK, this generate tax option will not be available because it's automatically 0 rated percent only. Based on this VAT export rate, your VAT return automatically fill up in the 0 rated field. Okay. So here we'll choose export. Rest of the things same, everything same. Just enter your what are the items you want to sell to your customer. And like for example, if in some businesses they want to capture some additional information to put in the invoice, so here you can able to change that content thing. If it is not available, no need to choose that one. Like this, you can enter something. So here I will choose maybe to quantity 200, total 400 grams. Yeah, if you are dealing with exports, how you are dealing with your currency also is important. The same like which we have showed in the import, here you can able to change your currency. How you are can able to change the currency from AD to USD or euro, whatever it is, you can choose the contract. Based on the contract only it will work to your currency. So here only one contract is there, that is AD currency. So I want to create your USD currency, so I will just create a new one. I'm just taking a copy of this, so I will choose USD, save and close. Just I created this accounting, everything will be same, simple. Here now it's become USD changed, automatically converted which we made. So I will choose $200 now again. So total $400. Here the currency rate, even though if you are making a foreign currency in the invoices, your posting will be automatically converted into your local currency. Let's say I will make this export this much amount, $400. Okay, and post. Then which means it says debit your receivables, credit your sales of good, sales of revenue, sales revenue. Now the status you can see posted. The below also you can see the dollar symbol, so which means it's a foreign currency. And the tax invoice is not required because it's export invoice, so it is not required. So make sure that all the invoices you have entered, maybe you might have entered it in the invoice but you didn't create the tax invoice. Like this, you entered it but you didn't create the tax invoice. So make sure that generate tax invoice has created, so that your VAT return screen will be applicable on that invoice result. So now we created one local invoice, local customer invoice, and local export invoice also we have made. How to create that one. Now, for example, if you are issuing an invoice and you want to some expenses on that invoice also, you can able to do that. Like for example, if you are transportation charges or like free zone entry gate pass something. So example like that, you can able to want to additional invoicing, you can able to do this also. There is two ways of doing which I same like in purchasing only. If you are issuing an invoice in the same customer, if you are giving means your expenses, you want to, you can claim the amount from your customer. You can enter, just enter in the item screen, just add one more field, that services, service item, because in this tab you can able to add inventory as well as service items. In purchases there is a separate tab will be there, because say inventory will be separate, your expenses, services will be separate. So that's the reason it will be different, different thing is there. Now these are all which we give an example for your inventories, like trading companies, like whatever the purchases you are making, and inventory for selling to your customers. So all the transaction which we made for purchases and sales. For example, out in some how to capture your expenses. In your expenses to capture in your system, how to capture the expenses means there is two things is there. If you want to recover the VAT for any all the expenses, whatever the expenses, if you have to go to your purchasing, invoice receipt directly, create. Example, if you are expenses for utility charges, stationery, for company purpose, for everything that is all our expenses. So what you can do is, if you want to claim the VAT, means you have to enter it in this process: purchasing, invoice receipt, and here you can select, example, this supplier. Instead of inventory, directly go to expenses. Here you can enter stationery something. You can utility some or fuel charges. And the fuel charges, make sure that that car has to register in your company, and the fuel, then only you can claim the VAT. Some certain procedure is there to claim the VAT. So make sure that the VAT car should be registered in the company name. Then only you can able to reclaim the VAT. Otherwise, you cannot enter in the system to claim the VAT. You just write off that money only in the money transaction. In the money transaction, I will show you in the next session how to enter the money clearance order directly without VAT. But if you want to claim the VAT, means you have to submit the bill properly for the FTA. So that purpose only, this transaction you have to make sure. Here you have to enter some ADNOC or EPCO, whatever the company name. Here you have to enter the fuel charges, this price, how much is as per the bill, because in the bill you might have seen it's inclusive of price. Example, you enter sometimes 100 dirhams, it's inclusive. You can see its prices are inclusive. So the VAT will be 4.76, not for 5, for 100 dirhams. So make sure that as per the bill which you receive from the petrol bunk, you have to change it. For example, if it is a 5, means you have to just no need to worry about it. Just come here, click, and the exclusive of VAT, press OK. So still remaining the same only, but you can see the rate will be changed here. So you have to choose the price here 100. So it will be 105. So VAT will be changed. So price inclusive, exclusive, you have to change it from the main, from here. So based on your expenses invoice copy, you have to show it here, and the invoice number, whatever the hard copy is there, you have to enter the same thing. This is purpose only for the VAT recoverable. Okay, then only you have to follow these steps. Otherwise, no need to follow these steps. You can, if write off the petty cash amounts, like for your water expenses or something, water bottle or something, your expenses, you don't want to claim the VAT, means you can just go to the money section and write off your petty cash expenses. That's it. No need to come here and create the invoices too, and then you can make the payment. It's not required for that. Okay. And any questions in the sales purchases? Anyone? For sales, purchases, master data, everything. We are going to cover one more topic only, to cover the opening balances. If you have any questions, just raise. Okay. So far we have covered system settings, master creation for items, everything, user creation, master creation for customer supplier items, your purchase with the import, local, additional expenses, and sales for the customer orders, customer invoices with exports. Yeah. If we purchase for reproduction, you mean production? Okay. I believe you're asking. Yeah, I believe you're asking for the production. So production, same only. because we are not covering the production module, but however, I will explain you the process. If your normal inventory only, for example, in the purchasing, in the items, you can create, you can see the raw materials here. So what are the raw materials you can create like this? You can receive the stock, go to purchasing, normal invoice received, purchasing invoice received, from which supplier you are purchasing everything. So normal purchase invoice, what are the raw materials, everything you have to purchase. But you are producing some finished goods out of that based on the raw materials only. So that will be in the production module. Production module, it will be, you have to go here and you have to create it. I will not go in detail, but I will give an example here. So here you have to create the finished goods here. You have to add the finished goods, and here the specification will be there. You remember I told you the specification. When you're creating the finished goods example, I will show you here. Okay. While creating the any item creation, you have to create the product finished goods items. That is, for example, burger. Burger is a finished goods, but to make the burger, you have to add cheese, bread, some tomato, onion or something, cabbage or something. Okay. So 5 raw materials is a separate bun, cheese, and onion, tomato, whatever it is. So 4 items you have to your raw materials. So finished goods will be your burger here, and the storage and here you have to create a specification like this. So here you have to add your specification. So when you're making a production, all your inventories, this raw based on this definition here in the screen, production screen, you just click here material fill by specification. So automatically it will come based on the specification which we defined in that. When you're making this transaction post and close, your inventory will write off from this raw materials 1 2, that is, which means cheese, bun, everything will be write off and move to this finished goods automatically. You have to make the production entry in the screen. Then when you're making invoice to your customer, just enter this finished goods only. So when you're making invoice, automatically you will write off all your inventories go here. So when you're making this production example, I will show an example production entry also. You see here, this is the finished goods. So all your inventory will be in work in progress status. Your financial entry, if you see, it will be inventory in work in progress status as till when you're making invoices. So when you're making production also, that's normal as you have to receive the stocks in the production panel only. You have to make that what are the producing this items. Clear? Okay, thank you. So I hope I will go in detail also if you require in the production later stage, because I couldn't cover all the things in the production. So because production is a separate add-on module, that's why. But normally for production, everything you can receive as same as invoice received. Okay, let's. I hope no other questions. Okay, let's move on for the opening balances, which is our last topic for this today's session. For any newly, if you're giving your customer, they have to capture, because so far they have used to any software, or maybe they have not used only Excel. So first thing, you have to get the information when they are going to import, when they're going to start the application, maybe from 1st of September, or maybe 1st of September, or maybe 1st of January onwards. If 1st of January means, so your opening balance should be on 31st December 2017. From January 1st to till date, they have to enter the data in the system. In the opening balance, in accounting, opening balance entry. This opening balance entry only for your outstanding for your customers, your inventory, your supplier, your bank balance, everything. So for all your history transaction, they have to enter it in here, the manually from the, like for example, 1st of January to till that means they have to enter it here. But if they want to upload it also, we can do it if they based on the details which they have given, we have to customize it. Then only we can give it. But in the opening balance entry, you can just create here the date is very important in this opening balance. Make sure that you are enter the proper date. The like example, if they are starting 1st of September means you have to mention 31st August. So all your opening balance will be on this date. Here accounting session, you have to select a lot of based on this transaction, it will be there. Like for example, if you are having already a lot of stocks with you and you want to enter in the system means you have to enter in the inventory and the inventory tab. Just click add. What are the items detail? Example, this item I have stock, and you have to enter the which warehouse you are keeping this item, and if any batch or anything is available, you have to enter that accordingly. Then how many quantities you are having? Maybe 20 quantities. This amount is total amount of this item. So make sure that you are giving the cost price of this. Example 2000. Okay. Like this, you have to enter your opening balances for inventory. For all the items, you have to enter it here. Second thing is your cash asset. Cash asset means once you select this in the main tab, it will go to here, add. There is a three dot button is there. You cannot type it here or you cannot select anything. You have to just type it, click this button. So it will system will give an option that which account, whether bank account or cash account. So if it is bank means if you select press OK, it will pop up that whatever that we define in the system in the entity screen, the bank's master screen that which is available in the entities. Which bank is how much is bank balance is available right now. If it is a rank bank, how much balance is there? Example 30,000. So currency you can able to based on the currency it is automatically comes, and you can define this currency is this much amount is there. And add for petty cash also you can enter this amount. Maybe which petty cash account, maybe 1,000 I have in my hand. So like this you can enter it. This is for your opening balances for your cash asset or bank asset balances. If it is negative, you cannot enter it in here negative because it will not allow in the negative year, only the positive one. But however, in other section, if that case, if you want to other section, you can use debit or credit entry and choose that account. Any particular chart of account, you can directly choose it. But in the bank, if you're choosing it, you cannot able to enter negative one. Okay. So only in the bank asset, it will allow only for the positive amount. Next is supplier and customers. This tab is for supplier, this tab is for customers. So here, if example, this customer, this supplier, if you are having if it is negative means for supplier, you have to choose this advanced button. So system will consider that you have already paid to your supplier this much. So which means your already balance is negative like this. Okay, 9,000 if you are giving. But if you're outstanding means you can choose like this. No need to select that. So 20,000 is outstanding like that. So same like customer also same thing. If you are giving a, if they are given to you as advance, you have to select this one, or no, directly you enter this much is outstanding for them from them. So date is important also. Make sure the date is same date easier. So the why we are saying that date is important and the information. Once you click the post transaction, system will give the auto generated document, which will be reflected in your, like for example, if you are having a lot of customers entry here and you have entered all the information in here, system will generate the automatically one invoice document, that is which will available in the invoice. In the year it will be available in the 31st January, and it's like automatically generated. If you open it, you cannot do any posting or anything editing. It just create one document. The purpose of this document is when you're like opening balance you have created and you want to pay the, when you're receiving a payment or when you're paying the expenses for the payments, that time you have to just offset from that one. So that purpose only this document will automatically generate. So nothing, it will not affect anything here. So in the opening balance system will create auto generation. So that purpose only date is very important. So you can able to identify the based on the date that is coming from the opening balances. Settlement with advance holders. This advance holders for your employees, not for any customers advance or pay supplier advance. This advance, like you are giving to your employee, how much you are giving, and how much is they are having. Like for example, 10,000 dirhams you are giving to your employee, and they are uh, doing some expenses for them for company purpose, and they are later reimbursement also they can do it. There is two ways of doing. Either first they will expense, they can spend money from out of pocket and they can reimburse it, or you can just give money to them, then they will spend it. So accordingly you can create this one. So settlement with auto advance orders for that. And fixed asset. Fixed asset also directly you can enter here. Your what are the opening asset you have to create it, and then you have to enter your opening balances for that. So that also can be done for a depreciation method here. Like for example, if you're selecting table, it says for accounting, linear, depreciation, useful life for, like here you can see useful, the top, maybe 24 months only is remaining. Initial cost of this and current depreciation. Okay, you can depreciate this one, checkbox, and depreciation of the fixed asset, depreciation of cost. So you can define it accordingly. It will be, your depreciation will be calculated. This is for the opening balance only. However, the fixed asset, when we are covering the next last session, I will tell you in detail for the fixed asset process. This is for the opening balance only, how to enter that for the fixed assets. Okay, and here for the salary, employee vacations, for HR related, this for HR and payroll, for all your loans to employees, end of service provision, loan received and issued, deferred expenses, and the other section. Other section basically for which I already explained you, for the debit credit entry, you can choose a respective chart of accounts directly, and you make the entry for that. For the other section, and deferred expenses also same thing. For you can choose company, everything for the deferred start date, end date. This deferred expenses purpose, I will show you an example also. The what is the purpose of the deferred expense? Like for example, if you're having rent to uh, your customer, your rent to owner, house owner, for the office, corporate office owner or something. So here there is an option for capturing every month. They will give you one invoice only, but every month that deferred expense to be calculated automatically. So no need to create multiple documents. System will create a invoice receipt in the document while making invoice receipt. Like example, here expenses, add example, this 101 renting charges, months, 12 months. Okay, sorry, 12 months, maybe 24,000. Okay, here you can create the create cancel deferral, which means once you click this one, it will have the deferred from which date to which date. So 1 year, 1 year is the price, means you can select the next year. This is the ending period for the deferred. So calculation evenly by month or by calendar days or manually. So evenly by month means like 12,000, 24,000 for a year. So every month 2,000 will be calculated. Means you can use evenly by month, and these are the accounts will be there. What is the purpose of this? Once you create the deferred expense and post and close this, your expenses will be, your invoice will be created, and the debit credit entry you can see, debit your deferred expenses, credit to your payables. So whenever the month end closing process done, this deferred expenses automatically will create that one. I will repeat once again. The renting charges for 1 year, your invoice you have to create it, and every year, every month, no need to create for each invoices, because they will not give every month invoices. It depends on the situation. If they are giving invoices for 3 months once, or 2-3 months once, you can make a payment. That is a separate scenario. This is for the monthly basis. For the deduction, you can choose this deferred expenses. For quarterly or 6 month once, to payment to you're making for one invoices, means that partial payment you can do. That I will cover it in the next session, how to make the payments. That time I will make a partial payment everything. But this expenses, which means every month you want to calculate, like fixed asset you are doing, right? For every month the depreciation doing the same way. For every month charges for mobile expenses, or monthly, every month you have to do this deferred expenses. You can do create one invoices and do monthly deferred expenses for that, it occurring that for all the expenses amount. So here the accounting, there is an expense recognition document will be there. Once you create the month end closing process, its system will create automatically here. That I will show here one example. Month end closing. Anyway, I will cover it in the detail in the next session, but I will just give a glimpse about it so that you will understand how the system works. So here there is an option for calculate current expenses for deferrals. So once you click this and execute this month end closing, for this month, which period when you are creating the deferred expenses, system automatically create the recognition document, which means for every month 2,000 will calculate. You just created this and post this invoice, means it will create the one deferred expenses. Then it will go here. You have to select the September and click execute. When you go coming in the expenses recognition document, you see automatically comes created automatically with month end closing assistance. It will give the information. Here you can see 101 renting charges, this much amount from period, deferred date, evenly month, remaining deferred amount, this much. So accordingly it will show this much amount. Okay, this is for the every month. It will be calculated automatically by doing and then month end closing. So I want to cover this in the purchase transaction itself, so I just explain this one as well. So opening balances, we covered everything. Any questions? So today what we have seen so far is how to create your basic functionality to create the master data to sales and purchase operations. Now I want you to practice also in the demo database. I hope you already have that access. Once you start using it, you will have some clarity about it, and you can go through this video also when we providing to you, so that you will understand how the functionality works. And if any point to be covered, or any particular businesses for your customers dealing with also, you can ask that question, so I can able to answer your question as well according to their businesses, how to capture in how to accommodate in our system, how to use it functionality in our system. So I'm trying to give an example for all the business scenarios so that you will have a better clarity on this. If anything you want to in detail you want to ask also, you can ask me so that I will detail ask. I will tell you on that. So if I hope you have seen the chat window which Akim sent to you. If you don't have any demo database access, just keep in touch with Akim. He will share the details with you. So you can practice with that. Just play around with your database on what are the details you have. Okay. Any questions? I hope you have. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. If you have any, you just practice it in the demo database. So if you anything to be covered also before next session, I will try to give an explanation on your queries also before tomorrow's session. Tomorrow, when we are having before starting the session, I will, if anything you are just practicing it out, then I can cover it on accordingly. So I hope everything we covered today's session. Thank you for your participants. Thank you, everyone.